All right, let's do this. How's everybody doing? All right, I'll give it a few minutes for everybody to get going here. Virginia, in Virginia, very cool. Hey, Timothy, how's it going? Wonder if you're any relation to the Spanglers over in Gettysburg. How's everybody's weekend going? How's it going in the UK, Steve? Shakelyville, very cool. That's not far from me at all, Nick. You talking about Pennsylvania? Frammy Nammy in Russia. Awesome. Boy, it's got to be late there, huh? Well, Biosphere, I hope you feel better. Time to offend some more people by choosing which flags I like and which ones I don't. It's raining in England. You don't say, Steve. That never happens, right? Cincinnati, the other side of the state from me. Rotterdam, very cool. Poland, we got a little bit of everything. You'll put in a bribe to get Northamptonshire to be an S tier. All right, England folks, you can bribe me if you want to, but I will say up front, Edinburgh, Scotland, very cool, Adam. The weather in Hampshire is very British today. Nice. This is totally based on what I think of the flag. It is no reflection on what I think of the county itself, because I certainly have certain counties that I have an affinity for because my family comes from them. Sam, appreciate that. Thank you. Istanbul, very cool. Newcastle. Hey, so Lil Ryan, are you I meant to ask you this before. Are you a Newcastle fan? Because what do you guys think of the takeover and the huge influx of cash that is coming your way for your football team? Mohammed, you're in Afghanistan. Very cool. Welcome. Hopefully things are well there. I know there's been a lot of upheaval lately. So, yeah, we're going to go through the English counties. I hope that they're all included in this particular tier maker that I chose. They had some that were like the historic counties. I think these are the modern counties as they exist. But I'm looking to see. And I know there are different kinds of counties, like there's administrative counties, and I don't know. So we'll just go with the list that we have. So appreciate that, Sam. St. Petersburg, very cool. Newcastle will still be relegated this season. Well, I was feeling good about my West Brom about promotion, but today did not look good, although they had some really horrible officiating today. So, basically what we're going to do here is, so s'mores for breakfast, your family's a lot like ours. I'm a West Brom fan. My son's a Manchester United fan. So, I'm going to kind of go through these, and we'll do some Q&A and some chat as we go. It just gives us something fun to do and talk about while we do a time to chat. So I'm just going to go in order here. And I guess we're going to start with... is that Bedfordshire? I think that is. I can't even hardly read my printout that I've got here. I would guess that has to be Bedford, right? Is that where we're starting first? I will say this up front. English county flags, as a whole, way better than U.S. state flags. By comparison, U.S. state flags are pretty boring. At least there's some variety. There's some color here. There's no U.S. state flags, pretty much all of them are blue with a state seal is kind of the average thing. So at least there's a variety here, and some of these really stand out. I showed them to my wife before I started, and she was pretty impressed. So going to start a civil war between counties. No black country flag, yeah. What is the county? Warwickshire, right? Warwickshire's Birmingham. Yeah, there's bases in heraldry. I'm guessing at least a few of these. The cross is a pretty common theme. I guess that's the St. George's cross. Very cold in Sweden. U.S. has some nice flags, but it has a lot of really boring ones too. So we're going to start with Bedford. It's different. I'm sure that there are meanings behind all of these things. I'm not a huge fan of the Bedford flag. It's got like some seashells going on here and I guess some water. I guess they're kind of embracing the sea heritage here. Leicestershire has a new flag. Okay, very cool. Hopefully it has I'm assuming we have the right one for them. I don't even see Leicester on here. At least it's not on the list that I have. So Birmingham would be, I think West Midlands is the county now. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if these are new counties, old counties. Like, I didn't make this. So I'm just going to go with what's here. And, we'll make the best of it. But I think West Midlands is the modern county now for Birmingham. Oh, you live in London normally, Mohammed. Okay. So is your family from Afghanistan? Is that what brings you back there? Because Bedfordshire has no... maybe it's lakes. I don't know. I don't dislike it. Probably going to have a lot of C's. It's going to be like a bell curve, right? It's going to be high in the middle and low on both ends. None of the flags here have that live free or die energy. All right, so we're on now to... is this Berkshire? Let me know, my English friends, if at any point I pronounce any of these horribly wrong. I try to pride myself on understanding how to pronounce things in England, and I'm fairly certain that what to most American speakers would be Berkshire is actually pronounced Berkshire, if I'm right about that. So, Nehemiah Tohibo, can you please say my name? There, I said it. Interesting. It's got the deer kind of eating a leaf. I'm not a huge fan. Lone Wolf, we did the European flags a few weeks ago, actually. It's different. I don't know. Not a huge fan. Berkshire's kind of, kind of a more rural area, right? You're from Finland, Kaiser Wilhelm. How do you have such a German name? Again, I don't think it's bad. I'm just not crazy about it. Kaiser Wilhelm of Finland. Yes. Actually, ready. That's the problem is there's historic counties. There's modern counties. The counties all changed, I think, like in the 70s. So I just went with the one that seemed to have the most of the counties. There's a historic counties ranking one on here, too. That flag with the deer needs a bow hunter in the tree, JD says. Make sure you guys all subscribe to JD over History Underground. Congratulations, JD, on 200K. Well deserved. In my opinion, the best historic site video channel on YouTube. If you want to see videos from historic sites, his is the channel to go to. I'm learning a lot from how he does his videos on how to make mine better. So, when do I plan my next trip? Well, Lydia, actually, we were just talking about that. I'm going to be in Pittsburgh all this week, speaking in schools in Pittsburgh. I will be in Gettysburg in November. I'm trying to nail down those dates so I can do a get-together, have you guys meet up with me for that. Because on November 21st, I'm doing an all-day battlefield walk with the Adams County Historical Society. My friend Gary Edelman from... the American Battlefield Trust, who's their chief historian, is going to be there for that walk. And he and I have been talking, both really looking forward to finally getting to meet in person. I know JD has met him and gotten to do some collaboration with him. So I'm excited about that. So I'll probably be in Gettysburg a few days. I might try to get down to Arlington National Cemetery in Washington while I'm there. But actually, my wife and I were just talking. We're trying to figure out passports and such. We're still trying to figure out when we want to go to the UK. We've flirted with the idea of Christmas for the UK, but it'd be kind of cold. Maybe Easter break. It's tough when you got kids in school, and now my wife works in a school. She's a school counselor. So we're trying to plan around all that stuff. But Probably more trips coming early 2022 because my travel for my job with Rachel's Challenge usually winds down by Thanksgiving. So I have a lot more time to travel in the winter and spring than I do in the fall. All right, so what else we got here? Hello from Hong Kong. Very cool. Glad you're enjoying the Vicksburg series. Since I'm going to be in Pittsburgh this week, I'm going to have some time to get editing. I'm going to get the next couple of videos up for that. The next one will be talking about the siege of Vicksburg itself and the surrender. Then we're going to do a battlefield battlefield tour, just showing you all the monuments and things around the battlefield in a video. And then I'm going to have a video about the National Cemetery, which I'm really excited to share with you guys. And then one about the USS Cairo, which is the ironclad that they pulled up from the river bottom. Oh, yeah, Hampton Court's at the top of our list, James. Hampton Court and Windsor Castle for sure. Lil Ryan, I live in Northeast Ohio, so we are well used to winter weather. In fact, I think England's weather, by comparison, is probably mild compared to ours in the winter anyway. I think we get hotter here in the summer than England does, but I think we get colder in the winter than England does. England's a little more kind of in between. All right, we are on to... Is this Buckinghamshire? Okay. Interesting. What do we got here? Is this like a goose? I don't know what that is. Hello from the Netherlands. Very cool. $83 Fahrenheit in Phoenix today. My mom lives in Tucson. She was just here a few weeks ago. She told me that it was like 100 just a couple weeks ago still in Tucson. Yeah, the Seashells one is Bedford. I kind of like Buckingham. Not crazy about it, but I'll at least give it a B. I like the black and red thing going on here. The bird's a little weird, but I'm sure there's a reason for that. It's supposed to be a swan. Okay, Steve, that makes much more sense. I definitely hope to visit the Netherlands. A lot of World War II sites I very much want to see in the Netherlands. Who's my favorite West Brom player? I gotta say right now it's Alex Mowat. I'm a huge fan of Alex Mowat. Sam Johnston, definitely one of them. I have a feeling he's probably gone in January though, but I don't know. But Alex Mowat is fast becoming one of my favorites. Like him a lot. It was Pereira, but of course, well, you know how that went down. Goose, swan, what's the difference? Yeah, Tyrannus, we will definitely do the other British nation flags at some point. Okay, so now we're on to Cheshire. There's a sword. There's some wheat going on. It's kind of plain to me. I'm not a huge fan. Buckinghamshire is the most filmed county in England. Very cool. This one to me, I don't think I would go F, but I think I'm going to go D. I'm not a huge fan of what Cheshire's got going on there. And so that brings us, I don't really know what this one is. Hello.
Let's see if you're doing it right.
The wife's coming in to judge what I'm doing here, so let's see how it goes.
The last one was all wrong, graphically speaking.
JD was in here.
Hi, JD.
Chilling for a little bit. We got about 200 people in here right now.
Oh, okay, you just started.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, so this is what I got so far.
Okay.
JD said that this one here should have had a hunter in a tree with a gun.
Flag?
Yeah, these are all county flags.
More like art. Like, looks like, somebody did some art in kindergarten.
Somebody did some art in kindergarten. Wow. My wife has not done herself up to presentability in her mind. So you're not going to see her face, but she's kind of come in to give her voice to judge what I'm saying so far.
So are you going in order of what's on the bottom? Or what?
Yeah, I'm going in order.
Okay.
So I don't know what this next one is, though, because it's not on my list. Maybe somebody in England can tell me what this next one is with the horses, because I don't see it on my list.
It's really small. They look like unicorns.
Yeah, it doesn't have the names on it, though, so that's what I'm saying. And I don't have it on here. They're unicorns? They are unicorns.
They have, well, or do they call it...
Cumbria and the Debatable Lands. Is that
Pegasus. Don't they call it a Pegasus?
No, it's not a Pegasus. That's Cumbria, that's why. So Cumbria's up in northern...
well, this is a castle here.
Uh-oh, we're buffering. You just messed me up somehow.
Oh, no.
No, it wasn't anything you did.
Head? There's some wings.
I just don't know what
You
happened.
can't see me, right?
Welcome in trying to be a critic of the flags. Everybody gangsta till the wife enters the room.
Everybody what?
Everybody's gangsta till the wife enters the room.
This
City
is
of London.
Just from a graphic design point of view.
My wife has a
that's
degree.
What my degree says.
She has a degree in graphic design, so. All right, whoever it is, it's kind of busy for me.
Yeah,
it's got a lot going on. What do you think?
Well, how far does this go down here?
That's it.
What's the?
It's S A B C D F.
Flags, but if it's art, I mean, like, yeah.
No, we're going off of. Does it make a good flag?
No, it's not. Good.
City of London of coat of arms is what they're saying it is. This is the City of London.
Arms. Oh, yeah. I mean, I enjoy looking at it, and I want to know more about the background of all that.
It is interesting.
But it's not it's more like.
You guys have cute energy together. Someone said.
We're so in love.
Good. We've been married for 19 years. We kind of have to, right? So we don't kill each other. Sam, thank you for that. Appreciate that. I see her ear somewhere.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Actually, they can see half your face.
No!
Might as well be on it now.
All right, whatever.
All right, so what are we saying here?
That's up to you.
I'll go B. I like London.
All right.
Wait, it is busy. Graphic design is my passion, Michael Daly said.
Well, I hope you're in a big city, because you won't make good money unless you are.
Yeah.
So.
Who's my favorite king of England? Edward III. Okay, so...
These are a lot busier flags than the last one.
They're better than the state flags of the U.S., that's for sure. I don't know what this one is either, because it's also not on my list.
These are all British. Okay.
Yeah, well, English, not Britishes. So, I don't know what this one is either. It's just basic. This is... Well, this is the flag of England.
Sorry.
It's the flag of England with a little red sword.
Listen, you know this how is Greater London about all these because there's just okay. That one's a little bit more exciting though.
So this is Greater London. It's just an English flag with a little sword on it.
They all just copy off each other, so that's boring.
I'm gonna give that one a D because it's kind of boring to me. It's almost like an afterthought. It's St. George's Cross, which the reason all these have the cross is that's St. George's Cross. St. George is the patron saint of England.
Oh, wow.
And they're just different takes
well, then
on
I
that
get
cross.
It, then. But why do they need so many?
England with a down arrow, somebody said. No, these are just different ones. So now this one's Cornwall, which you have family from Cornwall.
Which one?
You have ancestors from Cornwall. This next one, the black one. I like the black.
It's interesting because on the screen...
Northwest Swordshire.
On the screen you see the cross, but on here you actually see the negative of the boxes instead. Like my right and left brain are switching based on the printout versus, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of looks cooler on there versus there.
It's just England with a tiny sword, not creative enough. The other was Greater London. This one is the City of London, so that's why. Okay,
what are these haystacks?
Yeah, that's pretty
you
crappy.
Haystacks
that's
on a
Cheshire.
flag.
That's Cheshire.
Wow. Wow.
So this is Cornwall, which is all the way down in the bottom left corner of England. Cornwall and Devon's, where a lot of your money family came from there.
You're going to talk about these, and that's great. But why is there a pretzel on the flag?
I think it's a knot.
So this is just my overall real quick
Hey, wait,
this is awesome.
That's Staffordshire, and that's where my family comes from. Don't make fun of the Staffordshire
that's an upside-down
flag.
pretzel, and now I need a snack.
Now you need a snack.
Yeah, this is cool because of my alma mater. This is probably my favorite one, and go down a little bit more. This is very soccery, even though it's not. And what's with some of this is just like I feel like I'm in art class.
Okay. All right, Cornwall.
Love you.
Cornwall, I'm going to give a B too. It's not bad.
Don't mess up.
Not a lot of black and white flags out there. I agree with that. There's not too many of those. So this one works for me. I'm going to check my connection here. And it looks like we're okay. Looking forward to the Buckeyes against Penn State. Yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend for American football here. We've got Ohio State, Penn State tonight, and then tomorrow my Browns go against my wife's Steelers. Will-O-Wisp. What part of Staffordshire are you in? Family feud over the flags. Okay, what are we on to now? We're on to Cumberland. All right. Not bad. I like the green and the blue. It's interesting. I haven't gotten to Wiltshire yet, no. Pirate heritage right there for Cornwall, yes. Yeah, I like the colors for Cumberland. I don't know if I like the design. Timothy Spangler, we can't be friends if you're going to say stuff like that. Cumbria Lakes. Is that why? Yeah, I'm not feeling it, Cumbria. I'm sorry. Who did Liverpool beat 5-0? Oh yeah, I did see that. That was the yeah, that was bad. I also saw that Manchester United beat the Spurs 3-0, which means they're gonna not fire their manager anytime soon. Oh, Stoke, that's who it was. He's one of us, one of us. Nick Himes, that's not very nice. Stoke-on-Trent, okay. My third great-grandmother was born in Weston-on-Trent in Derbyshire. Okay. What are we on to now? This is, oh man, I can't read these very well. Is this Derbyshire? Okay, speaking of Derbyshire, here we are. I have roots in Derbyshire, but I am not feeling this flag at all. I don't like the color scheme. I don't think the light blue and the green really complement each other well. Sorry, Derbyshire. It's got to be an F for me. Ronaldo saving Ollie's job. Yep, pretty much. Derbyshire is S tier, and we cannot be friends if you don't think so. Yeah, sorry. I just rated it F. All right, is this Devon? This next one's Devon, which is interesting because it's similar to Cornwall, and they're right next to each other. But it's got that little black. I kind of like it. See, I'm a fan of the simple, but not too simple, like not ugly simple. Thick cross. It's like 8 o'clock in America. No, it's 3:22 p.m. here. It's the middle of the afternoon. All right, so that's not bad. I'll give it a C. My favorite monarch, yeah, Edward III. Though I'm a huge fan, it's growing on me. Charles XII, pretty interesting. Just because he seems like a kind of a larger-than-life type of fellow. I wouldn't say he's my favorite, though. All right, we are on to Dorset. Dorsetshire. Again, not feeling the colors. It's a little too McDonald's-y for me, the colors. Devon imitating Cornwall, but slightly worse as usual. Puzzle Place, I'm doing well. How about you? I would love to visit Lincoln Cathedral. For a long time, wasn't that the tallest building in the world? Lincoln Cathedral? I think it was. It's definitely a place I would like to visit. Nar Boots, I don't know if you realize this, but none of the things you're saying are showing up in chat. So when you say stuff like that, don't expect for it to actually show up. What would my flag be? My flag would probably be similar to Estonia. I like Estonia's flag a lot. All right, so Dorset. Yeah, not feeling it at all. That's another F for me. We haven't gotten any S tiers yet, or A even. Okay, this one, I kind of like this one. Is this Durham? Durham's up in the north, isn't it? Up like towards Scotland? If Lancashire's not at the top, I'm unsubscribing, Jack says. Jack, we're probably related. You have the last name of one of my ancestors, who I actually have a video that will be coming out about him soon. He was a regicide. Edmund Wally or Whaley, depending on where you live, how it's pronounced. Dorset equals Florida. Retirees love it. Interesting. Turquoise Viper in Kuwait. Very cool. Typical old person, no sense of humor. No, I have a great sense of humor. I just didn't find what you said very funny, that's all. How medieval kings would see today. I should have to check that out, huh? All right, so yeah, I'm liking this one, Durham. It's cool. Big fan. I don't think I can go S tier with this. Marion, I don't know if I know enough popes to rank them. That's the problem. It's close to Newcastle. Okay, so it's kind of like northern England, but not quite all the way to Scotland then. This is going to be an A for me. I like Durham. It's pretty cool. What are we on to now? This one I like a lot. This is I don't see it on my list. What is this one? Somebody help me out here as I hear my youngest yelling outside. Like, it looks like Yorkshire, but without the... Like, the background's different. DC Bueno, what part of the West Midlands are you in? What do I think about Brexit? Hey, it is Yorkshire? Okay. All right. So I guess this is Yorkshire. It's just different than the Yorkshire one that I have printed out. And I don't know why it would be up here because it's East Yorkshire. Okay, that makes more sense in terms of alphabetical order. East Riding, yeah, because Yorkshire has the East Riding and West Riding. That's why. I'm a fan. I like this one a lot. And, of course, it's got the white rose of the House of York. So I like that history there. I am from Ohio, Mark. West Midlands are communist. All right, East Riding of Yorkshire, you're my first S tier. Kyle Watkins, thank you, appreciate that. My wife's maiden name is Watkins. Yes, Long Live the King is coming soon. I've had a lot of requests for that. Don't let Hull cloud your judgment of East Yorkshire. Just call it county that isn't Yorkshire. Fake Yorkshire county flag. Closest to Wolverhampton. Okay. Man, that is my home area, guys. My mother's side of the family comes from West Brom and Tipton. So you guys are like right there. In fact, on my mom's side, my great-great-grandfather, his last name's Greenhill. And there's a Greenhill Road like a mile from the Hawthorns where West Brom plays. Cosmo, yeah, we will definitely do one to rank British prime ministers at some point. I would enjoy doing that. All right, we are on to... My wife likes this one, Essex. This was one she said that was probably her favorite. Interesting. I'm not sure where they got those scimitars from, because that's not really an English type of sword, is it? How did Essex end up with those? I mean, it's cool. I like Essex. Make Walsall and Wolverhampton South Staffordshire again. It's a sad day for West Brom. I didn't see what Newcastle did, but yeah, West Brom, it was a rough day. A couple of really bad calls from the ref, a bad pass by Snodgrass. It was ugly. And I got up at 7:30 this morning to watch that game too. York City won, nice. Saxon swords, okay. It's a C axe. Just because my wife liked it, I'll give it a B. All right, we're on to Gloucestershire. Essex F tier because it's Essex. Saxon swords, according to Wikipedia. Okay. Oh, Chelsea won. Our great American hope should be coming back soon. Christian Pulisic. Monmouthshire wouldn't be in here because Monmouthshire is Wales. And Wales, this is all English flags. All right, so this is Gloucestershire. Not feeling it. Not feeling it, Gloucestershire. Sorry. I just don't like the color scheme at all. I don't get the light green with the blue. It just doesn't work. RM 2021. No, not. I've never played football, but I've coached for 9 years now. We didn't really have it when I was a kid. Everybody played baseball when I was in American football when I was a kid. Soccer has become a big thing here now. My kids have all played, but I didn't. Okay, so we're on to... I don't think this one's on my list either. You guys are going to have to help me with this one because it's not on my... The printout that I have of flags does not include this one. I have watched some horrible histories, but I can't do reactions to them because I recorded one about a month ago, and it got blocked by copyright. I think it was by BBC. Yeah, mint green on flag does not work. I agree. Mine's the Browns, Cash. We call it soccer, Lil Ryan. Sorry. Nathaniel, huge fan of Ted Lasso. My wife and I both absolutely love Ted Lasso. I thought we already did Greater London. But, I mean, I guess that would make sense. I don't know. It's another Greater London flag. How many do they need? I don't like this one. It sucks. And then this one, again, I don't see this one because we've got Hampshire here. And I don't know what the heck this is. So whatever it is, I don't like it. Elite Mania, welcome. Cosmo, I have not been to the UK yet. Much to my chagrin. I very much want to go to the UK. There's all kinds of places I want to visit in the UK. Too many Londons, yes. All right, so this is Hampshire. So we've got, is that a Tudor Rose? We've got a Tudor Rose going here. Hampshire's right outside of London, right? Isn't that like a suburb of London? This one was Greater Manchester. I don't know. It's a weird design. I mean, but I get that Hampshire's got some royal connections. I'm guessing that's what that is. That's obviously the greatest London, he says. It's not the worst. I'll give it a C. I've not been to Europe at all, actually, guys. Carlos. We were actually just talking about that today. I think so, but we'll see. I should know in the next week or two. Do you play soccer with socks? Oh, Hampshire's on the south coast? Okay. Oh, that's where Portsmouth is. Okay. I got it now. Yeah, but you know what? An American's definition of close and an Englishman's definition of close are probably very different. Because to me, if I can drive there in a day, it's close. You know, like, so to me, New York City is close to where I live because I can get there in 6 hours. 6 hours, I can drive across most of England. So to me, Hampshire is close to London, but I get what you're saying. Sam, thank you for that. You have to set up for Halloween and get candy. I got to do that today, too. I hope I can still find candy because trick-or-treat's tomorrow for us. Take care, man. Yeah, I definitely want to go to York. Which countries outside Europe do I want to visit the most? Ooh, that's a tough one. Israel. Russia would be very cool. Argentina. Okay, what are we on to here? We got like a bull thing going on. This is another one of those flags that is not showing up on my list. Oh, you know what I was thinking of when I said Hampshire? I was thinking of Middlesex. And Middlesex's flag actually looks a lot like that, but with a crown over top of it. Yeah, it's just the flags are different on my list. What are my kids going as? Actually, only my youngest is going, and he's Alexander Hamilton. I posted a picture of him on Instagram. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll see the picture I posted of my son as Alexander Hamilton. Oh, I would love to go to Poland to see Auschwitz, and I want to go to Auschwitz as well. Britain's outside Europe now. Oh, it's still part of the continent. It's just not tied to it, you know, with because of the Brexit stuff. I would love to go to Egypt, Mark. Egypt, definitely. Okay, so I don't even know who this flag is, but it's got like a cow or a bull going on here. It's not horrible, but I don't know why everybody's got like the wavy thing going on here. That's 4 flags now with the wavy things, and there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more of them. I guess it's because England's surrounded by water, and so water's the ocean is a big part of the culture there. Oh, this is Herefordshire? Okay. History guy, what's your question? Thomas Hamilton says good surname, yeah. Oh, Waterloo's right at the top of my list. What countries have I been to? I've been to Canada, Costa Rica, Mexico, Belize, and Honduras. That's it. Oh, and the Bahamas. I've never been to Europe. I've never been outside North America, technically. The furthest I've been is Hawaii and Alaska. All right, so we're on to this one. So this is Hertfordshire. Hartford? Is that how you say it? Hertfordshire, I think. Do I think baseball developed out of cricket? There's probably some similarities. So this is Hertfordshire. Not bad. Again, it's got the deer. It's got the wavy thing going on. It's not terrible. I'll give it a C. Actually, Cash, that's how I ended up in the Bahamas, Mexico, Belize, and Honduras was because of cruise. And I've seen Cuba out my window. We cruised past Cuba, so we could see the coast of Cuba from where I was. Ask me any historical question, I won't answer it, he says. Oh, man, Nathaniel, every time I go to Europe, you guys are going to get a ton of vlogs, and I'm planning on going to Europe at least a couple times in 2022. I mean, yeah, Alaska and Hawaii are further away than Europe is from me. I could get to England in 6 hours. Took me twice that long to get to Hawaii. Hertfordshire. Okay, I thought so, Jack. I wasn't 100% sure, but that's what I thought. Because, yeah, like the Earl of Hartford was spelled H-E-R-T. That makes sense. Iceland. Yeah, my wife and I actually just saw, we were watching Succession today. And the one guy was in rehab in Iceland. And she's like, oh, that looks really pretty there. Oh, I'd love to come to Brazil. Fan meetings. Oh, Francke, definitely. Try to do those anytime I travel when possible. Marvel. I'll take Marvel over DC. Okay, what are we on to here? Another one that's not on my list. So, yeah, these counties are obviously different than the ones I have. I'm going to have to pull up a list like on my phone or something to get these right. And speaking of Succession, if any of you have seen that show, I'm a huge fan of Matthew McFadden, the actor, but it's so weird hearing him with an American accent. It's British people with American accents always sound weird to me. I don't know. Like they all sound better with their British accents. That's Isle of Wight. Okay. Are my children as interested in history as me? No, but they have their moments. And my wife has her moments as well. This is kind of weird. Again, the wavy thing, not a huge fan of the wavy thing. I'm going to go D on this one for Isle of Wight. All right, so this is Kent. We're on to Kent. Very simple. Is Kent where that big white horse is? I don't know what it's called. It's on like the side of the hill. Is that where that is? I'm guessing that's what the historical significance of this is. I know there's no black country flag. If I could tell a famous historical figure something, what would it be and what would I say? I would tell Lincoln, don't go to the theater. Who will win the Super Bowl? Well, I'd like to say the Browns, but I don't know right now. I think the Bills look really good. Bills and Cardinals, I'd say, would probably be the favorites right now to go there. Oh, Wiltshire is where that is. My favorite American Civil War movie would be Glory. It does look like the Ferrari logo, you're right. It's simple, and simple works sometimes. Oh, yeah, the wavy thing, Mark, definitely fits the island, and I totally get why they have it. I don't know, I don't like it on a flag. Professor What? That's kind of what's happening with my wife. She's never been a huge fan of history, but I seem to be finding ways to make it at least tolerable to her, I guess. So I don't know. Simon, no, we're about halfway through, I would say. All right, we got, here we go. Lancashire. We got the Red Rose of Lancaster here. And honestly, Kent's where the White Cliffs of Dover are, okay? Which I will hopefully be getting to fly over. I've talked about this before, but if and when I eventually hit 1 million subscribers, which we're at like 219,000 right now after a year, so could happen. My goal, my plan for 1 million subscriber celebration is I'm going to go to the south coast of England and take a fly in a Spitfire. You can do that. So that's something I'm planning to do there. So here we go with Lancashire. Honestly, I like the Red Rose of Lancaster. My ancestors fought for the Lancastrian side in the Wars of the Roses, but I'm not liking the yellow background. Yeah, it's the mustardy color that's killing it for me. If it was on a white background, I think I'd really like it. But the background, it's hurting it for me. My favorite Marvel movie and character. My favorite character is Iron Man. I love Iron Man. My favorite movie. Ooh, that's a tough one. It's probably the last two Avengers movies. But, sorry, Lancashire. I love the Lancastrian rose. I hate the mustard color. It's going to be C for me. During my lifetime, which president and prime minister have been the most memorable, good or bad? Most memorable for me, some of my most memorable moments would probably be President Reagan. And prime minister most memorable, I would say probably Tony Blair. Lancashire is where the Blackburn Rovers are, yeah. I was sad when Tony Stark died, but I kind of knew it was coming. So, yeah, the mustard was a poor decision, yeah. What made me get into history? It was when the Titanic was discovered when I was 8 years old. And I started learning about the Titanic, and then I just found myself just hungry for anything about history I could find. Will 10 million be a tank battle? I do want to drive a tank. My friend JD has driven a tank, and now I'm jealous, and I want to drive it. Well, I don't know if he drove it, but he rode in one. Favorite war film of all time? Not a film, but favorite war anything of all time is Band of Brothers, without a doubt. I would love to visit the Philippines sometime. Okay, what are we on to here? Again, not on my list, so I've got to look on a secondary list here. This is Leicestershire. Okay, interesting. It's got like a fox going on here. It's not bad. I don't know what the significance is of the flower. But I like Leicester as a place. That's definitely on the list of places that I'm planning to visit when I go to England. You guys don't have to keep saying soccer should be played with socks. I saw it the first 30 times. No, Jesse, I am not a British citizen. What kind of a tank? Probably a Sherman. This isn't bad. I kind of like it. I'll give Leicestershire a B. Paris could happen before the end of this year. What if Hamilton died during the American Revolution? The U.S. isn't nearly the prosperous nation it is today. I think that highly of what Hamilton did as Treasury Secretary. The Fox makes sense with the football team, yeah. I'm a fan of Leicester. the football team. I love that they're like one of those, not a traditional Big Six, but they've kind of made themselves one of the biggest teams in the Premier League. And I'm trying to say it that way because I don't want to anger my English friends, because in America we say Premier League, and I know that drives you guys nuts. So Premier League. All right, what are we on to now? Lincolnshire. Okay, Lincoln. Different. Again, what's with the green and the blue? Like, I like green and blue if it's a good green and blue, but green, blue, red, and yellow together, I don't know. You've been in a T-62. Very cool. They say if you rate all the flags correctly, you get a free British citizenship. It's that simple. What do I think of Spurs? I didn't think much of them today. I like Harry Kane, but boy, I think they rolled over just in time to save Ollie's job with Manchester United. The whole aluminium thing is more annoying. Oh, because we say aluminum and you guys say aluminium. What president would I like to meet? Grant or Theodore Roosevelt? Those are my two favorites. As far as people that have been president. Okay, so it's not horrible, but not great. I'll give it a C. All right, we're on another wavy one here. And again, this one's not showing on my list, so I got to go to my backup list. Oh, it's not showing up there either. Here we go. You guys will probably be saying what it is by the time I get to it. Is that Merseyside? And since when do they get to be a county? Merseyside, that's up by Manchester, isn't it? Or Liverpool. Maybe it's Liverpool. Samuel, because Shire is the traditional name for English counties. That's why. The guy who discovered aluminum was American, so aluminum is kind of correct. What do I think of Arsenal? The correct answer is I love them. I'm indifferent toward Arsenal. All the London teams to me, I thought it was kind of cool, though, and I try to explain to people how different English football is when it comes to having local teams. Like I tell my wife, imagine if the Browns and Steelers had their stadiums 5 miles away from each other. Because to us here, the Browns and Steelers are about 2 hours away from each other, and that is super close for professional teams in America. But like you go to England and like the Wolves and West Brom are like 5 miles apart. It's crazy. But like you can go to London, and I did a little map yesterday, and you can drive 40 miles through London and hit like 8 professional stadiums of the top 2 tiers of English football. It's crazy. Because you got, like Queen's Park Rangers and Fulham, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, Arsenal. Who else am I thinking of? Is Brentford down there? But it's crazy. Everton and Liverpool are 700 yards apart. I knew Everton was in Liverpool. I didn't realize they were that close. Edisonian, we have done some GeoGuessr on the streams. You live 5 minutes from Leeds? Very cool. But see, I love that, and that's one of the things that I wish we had here, is everybody's got their local team, and I love the whole promotion and relegation thing. I wish we had that. And I love that everybody's got like their local pub that they go to watch the football matches and just that kind of stuff I really like. Do I think PSG is bad? No, my son's favorite player plays for PSG, Mbappe. Tottenham and Arsenal are a mile away from each other. And I know Chelsea and Fulham are really super close to each other too. Yeah, Merseyside's one of those counties from 74. What country's history that I don't know a lot about interests me the most to learn about? I think right now Sweden. And I have some roots in Sweden. So Crystal Palace, that's the other one I was thinking of. Which king do I hate the most? George the Fifth. Not a big fan of George the Fifth. I don't know. Anyway, all right. So Merseyside, that's not bad. Of the wavy ones, it's my favorite so far. Favorite ginger in history? Ed Sheeran. Swansea and Cardiff, the biggest derby in the UK. I don't know. Cardiff's had a bad run lately. Don, I totally understand the lack of relegation and promotion putting you off to American League sports. And I think that whole attempt at a Super League was inspired by American sports, which is probably another reason why a lot of people didn't like it. Daniel Llewellyn, thank you. Appreciate that. Dundee FC and Dundee United are on the same street. Nice. What do you guys in England think of #United, that new team? And how about who's the two Hollywood actors? Rob McElhenney and the guy who plays Deadpool. They're basically playing Football Manager in real life by buying Wrexham. It's kind of cool, I think. I don't know. West Ham is in London. Yep, there you go. Favorite historical period I don't know much about. The Dark Ages. Demetric Felton's been awesome, I think, for the Browns. I am a baseball fan. Garfield would have been an interesting president to meet. I agree. Ryan Reynolds, that's who I was thinking of. All right, so what are we on to now? Norfolk. I don't know, kind of weird. Looks like somebody laid their tie across a black and yellow flag. Yeah, we'll do the decolonization of the Americans. I've played rugby a few times, but I don't know, not a huge fan. Oh, Lee Stephen, Rangers all the way, baby. My family lived in Govan for a while, and so got to go Rangers. Yeah, George the Fourth, not a huge fan of him either. Do I agree? I think Edward VIII abdicating was the best thing for the country because it was a bit of a little too pro-Nazi for my liking. Well, Manchester United's owned by an American, isn't it? Owned by the Glazer family. Norfolk is where Norwich is. Yes, Ed the Sheeran. Totally forgot about his heroic feats. All right. Not a huge fan of Norfolk's flag, sorry. History guy. Honestly, I do very little editing, at least on my reaction videos. And yes, I watch the NBA. I'm a Cavaliers fan. I'm getting better at editing on my historic site videos, but I've got a long way to go on that, I think. Honestly, it's really just about, I think, your passion. Do something you're passionate about. Because I think that my passion for history comes across. I think if you can communicate that passion and people can catch that, then the quality of the production is secondary, honestly. You can have a really slick presentation, but if your content's not good, it doesn't matter. Zensden, hey, howdy. Just across the Ohio River in Parkersburg. Awesome. That's down there by Marietta, isn't it? Thank you, by the way. I apologize for my Chicago Bears ruining Justin Fields. Well, honestly, Primal, none of the Ohio State quarterbacks do very well once they get into the NFL. The Glazers do also own the Buccaneers, I believe so. And the guy who owns used to own the Cleveland Browns, also owned Aston Villa at one time, I believe. Reinhard Hydrip, email, best way to reach me. My email is usually in the description of most videos, but it's vloggingthroughhistory@gmail.com. CK3, yeah. I think that'll happen for sure. All right, what are we on to here? What is this one? It's got a white rose in it. But again, I'm not... Oh, that's... is that Derbyshire? I thought we already did Derbyshire. Oh, Derbyshire was this one. So it's almost identical to Derby. Oh, this is North Yorkshire? Why do I hate George the Fifth? Hey, Zach Mills is here. Hey, what's going on, Zach? Your Astros made it back to the Super Bowl. World Series. You can see where my brain is. North Riding, Yorkshire. Okay. It's not bad. It's a better combination of the green. That makes sense with the white rose that it's Yorkshire. I guess I should just assume anything with the white rose is going to be Yorkshire. It's a better combination of blue and green than some of the other ones. Yes, I very much dislike Andrew Johnson. Always will. Arner Twins, welcome. Zach Mills is one of our mods on the channel, and he was just showing up in the chat there a minute ago. Okay, is this Northamptonshire? North Yorkshire, the biggest county in England. Yeah, I think the Braves are going to beat the Asterisks, Jamie Lannister, and I'll be all for it. I'll be honest, and this is me getting a tiny bit political here, but not really. Regardless of how I feel or don't feel about what Georgia does with their laws, I hate when sports teams start boycotting their own states because of laws they don't like. I wish they would just stay out of that crap one way or the other. So when Major League Baseball moved the Major League All-Star Game out of Georgia because they didn't like a law that got passed, like at the last minute, for the Braves to then come back and go to the World Series, I love the irony of that. Daralaho, favorite U.S. city flag. St. Louis has got a nice flag. So does Denver. I don't know a lot of the U.S. city flags. Little Ryan, I appreciate that. I love CK3, and I think I'll probably do another series at some point. All right, what are we on to? All right, so we were on to Northamptonshire. It's not bad, but again, I'm not a huge... That's another Tudor Rose thing going on here. I'm not a fan of the yellow-red combination, really. I'll throw that and see. Favorite U.S. president, least favorite. Favorite, Theodore Roosevelt. Least favorite, Andrew Johnson. Do I think Alexander Hamilton purposefully lost to Burr? He didn't purposefully lose, but he purposefully missed. I just don't know that he thought Burr was going to shoot at him. I think he thought it would end like most of those duels do, with them both shooting in the air. Yeah, I think once the new downloadable content comes, we'll do a new CK3. Over Woodrow. Woodrow would be a close second for me for worst presidents, my least favorite. All right, this flag's horrible. Northumberland, I'm sorry. Brutally awful. I think that might be the worst flag of the bunch. What is that? It looks like bad teeth. Will I play GeoGuessr today? Maybe, because I think we might have enough time. We'll see how quickly we get through the rest of these flags. How long am I planning to be in the UK? Well, Christopher, it's interesting because originally I think we were planning about a 2-week trip that was going to be a mix of seeing sites for my family, but also some family history stuff and history things. Now I think we might be making 2 separate trips. So we might make one for the family, which will probably mostly be London, Manchester, Scotland. To see the stuff the family wants to see. And then I will probably make a separate trip to do a lot of historic stuff and visit family history sites. So maybe like a week and a half for the first one and like a week for the second one. Not helping us get over the stereotype. Dawn, I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it out loud. Sus Mole, thank you. Appreciate that. Not only the donation, but the kind words. I appreciate that. You're calling my county's flag bad teeth. That's funny. Sorry, man. I call it like I see it. Favorite country in their history to learn about? UK, definitely. I got my Union flag right here. I mean, it's always close. I haven't hung it up And I had it hanging up down in the basement where I used to record, but now I'm up in the loft. But there's my flag right there. It's the only flag of a country other than my own that I have. Okay. Teddy Roosevelt versus Otto von Bismarck in a fight. Who wins? Teddy. Okay. We are on to... This one's pretty interesting. This has got to be... Oh, this has got to be Nottingham, sure, right? Yeah, it is. All right. So Nottingham, my paternal family, my male line comes from Nottingham, from Edwinstowe in Nottingham. So I'm a big fan anyway. Of course, you got the whole Robin Hood legend, and they're embracing that. I'm not real crazy about the Christmas colors, but I like it. It's going to be an A for me, Nottingham. Astros in 7. Good luck with that, Zach. Go Braves. Yes, Tim. Big game tonight, in fact, for sure. And then a big game tomorrow too. My Browns against my wife's Steelers. I already told everybody I'm preaching in a Browns jersey tomorrow at church, and I told everybody to wear their Browns and Steelers stuff to church. Cosmo. That's a really long list to get into when I'm doing a tier list. Sorry. Okay. This one's pretty interesting. That's all Oxfordshire. Okay. Cool. It's got an ox. The wavy thing works for this one. Obviously, this is probably meant to be like a river. That's not bad. I'll give it a B. We could do that with German states sometime. Big Ben is too old to throw a football. Yeah, he kind of is. He's an Ohio guy, too. All right, this is interesting. Is this Rutland? Yeah, it's Rutland. Do I think it was brave for Teddy to continue? Brave, foolish. Sometimes there's a fine line between brave and stupid. Case in point, King Charles XII, who we're talking about right now. I think there's a fine line between brave and stupid, and I think he crossed it a few times. Is my hate of Andrew Johnson justified? Absolutely. Or I wouldn't have it. As a Scotsman, I have to ask you, why aren't all the flags placed in F? It's very literal. An ox fording a river. Yeah, okay. Oxfordshire, yep. I get it. Very cool. Not a fan, Rutland. Sorry. Rutland's going to be an F for me. Little Rutland. Well, I know a lot about Warwickshire, Chris, because a lot of my family comes from Birmingham. Have I seen the movie 1918? I've seen 1917. I haven't seen The Duelists. Okay. This one's kind of cool. I can't read it, though. Ever since I had LASIK surgery, I can't read things that are real close. The writing's weird. That's not Shropshire, is it? Is that Shropshire? If it is, I should know that, because I got family from there too. That is Shropshire. Okay. Do I think the Zimmerman telegram was real? I think the Germans pretty much admitted it was real, didn't they? Yeah, BY football. Ugly, ugly day for West Brom. Fun fact, I am not from Kent. I love Peaky Blinders, Max. Big fan. Some of the scenes in Peaky Blinders were filmed in my great-great-great-grandfather's pub in Glasgow. Gabe, very cool. What part of North Carolina? This one's not bad, Shropshire. I'll give it a B. Fat Man, I don't really know the anthems of the other British countries. If you go to London, just don't go through any alleyways, okay? I did not watch Company of Heroes, though I see it suggested to me on my Fire Stick all the time. I don't think I have roots from Mars, Mark. Or from Italy, for that matter. Most people I know who live around this part of Ohio have Italian roots. I don't have any. Alex Smitty, I don't dislike Penn State as an Ohio State fan. I do like Saving Private Ryan, though not as much as a lot of people do. All right, here we go. Somerset. I'm getting kind of a Wales vibe here, right? With the dragon. It's not bad, but again, the yellow and red. Why does everybody got to do yellow and red in these flags? Yeah, I will do some German flags sometime. I'm not a fan of scary movies either, Yani. Bobby, I'm definitely visiting the Jack the Ripper victim locations. I'm going to do, a Ripper tour when I go to England, for sure. Osvaldo, the reason I haven't done a top 10 presidents list is because Mr. Beat and I, for President's Day, so early February, are going to do a thing together where we do a tier ranking of presidents. I'm going to go B just because I don't like the colors, but I like the design. You can see Wales from Somerset. Well, that makes sense then. So this Little Ryan, the Stanton thing, yes and no. He got impeached because he fired Stanton, yes. But they passed a law to prevent him, specifically to prevent him from firing Stanton, knowing he was going to fire Stanton, so that they would give them a reason to impeach him. And the law that they passed, which they impeached him on, was subsequently, and I think correctly, thrown out as being unconstitutional. So in hindsight, as much as I can't stand Andrew Johnson, I think he had every right to fire Stanton if he wanted to. Sam, welcome back. Well, thank you. I'm glad to know that Mr. Beat is like an opposite me. Did you guys see? I don't know if you guys follow Mr. Beat. He just did a stream with At and Shay. So now I kind of feel like I have to. So I might have to reach out to him and do that. Spiro, you're gay. Congratulations. All right. I love Staffordshire. It's one of my favorite counties in all of England. But I hate the pretzel flag. I'm sorry, this hurts my heart. It's not only a bad design, I hate the colors. Sorry. Professor What? I think that's fair. I think that's a pretty accurate description of the situation. Not a good guy, but it was a farce. Cooper, lots of reading. Lots and lots of reading all the way back to my childhood. And yes, it was the Tenure of Office Act, which was thrown out by the Supreme Court. Chris Johnson, thank you. Appreciate that. £4.49. Very cool. My favorite history TV show. I like Time Team a lot. Do I think John Brown helped or made things worse? I think he helped speed up the Civil War. Do I prefer England, Scotland, or Wales? Yes. So that cop-out answer, yeah. Yeah, Professor What? I think me and Mr. Beat might have to do something like that sometime. Yeah, so this one's a crown. This is Suffolk. Simple but effective. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Zimmerman himself admitted the Zimmerman telegram was real. Oh, okay. So if we're talking about historical TV shows like Band of Brothers, then definitely Band of Brothers. But if we're talking about like TV shows like documentary type stuff, is what I was thinking. Chris, as long as you aren't yellow or red, you're fine by me. We were talking about Mr. Beat, not Mr. Beast. All right, this one's not bad. I'll give it a B. Boy, so far, not a lot at the top on this one, which is interesting because as a whole, I like English flags better than American state flags. The crown is very good. No, it's totally egg on how it looks. Yes, he did. Andrew Johnson did survive impeachment by one vote. oversimplified Emu Wars is coming. I did hear that Time Team was returning. I have read Uncle Tom's Cabin, though it was a long time ago. All right, what are we on? This looks real similar to the background of the Clifford family crest. Surrey. Okay. Miscellaneous Man, thank you. Appreciate that. Enjoy the book. It's a good one. Can I speak German? Not really. Not much for me. I'm working on it, though. Simple. Not crazy about the Surrey flag, but I'll at least give it a B. All right, what are we on to now? This one's kind of weird. Sussex. What is that? What kind of bird is that? I don't keep up with a lot of British politics. I really don't keep up with a lot of American politics these days. I have very strong political opinions, but I just can't stand politics, really. Is racism Andrew Johnson's fault? No, because it existed long before Andrew Johnson. But I don't think he did race relations any favors. Hey, take care, Nathaniel. I don't know what the heck this is. It's kind of weird to me. Reginald Lindsay. Favorite Monty Python moment. Easy. It's the peasant digging in the dirt. Talking about what the politics. And when they start talking about supreme executive power derives from a mandate from the masses, not from some farcical aquatic ceremony. If I went around saying I was an emperor because some moistened bint lobbed a scimitar at me, they'd put me away. That whole scene, I love it. When you're in the UK, Warwick and Stratford upon Avon. Well, we are planning to go to Birmingham. I kind of want to visit the castle too. What's Warwick Castle? The birds are martlets. I have no idea why, and I'm from East Sussex. Sussex flag is sus. Rebecca, I can't. I tried to do a reaction to Horrible History, and it blocked the video. I couldn't even make it live, even without monetizing. Copyright issues. Viking Age is very interesting. Help, I'm being repressed. Come see the violence inherent in the system. I would love to visit Wales. My wife's maiden name is Welsh. S-Tribe absolutely coming to Glasgow. My family owned a pub in Glasgow that's still there. Most overrated president in history, Franklin Roosevelt. All right, what's this one here? I didn't even know this was a Tyne and Weir? Since when is that a county? You see him repressing me? We're a narco-syndicalist commune. We take turns acting as a kind of executive officer for the week. Do I think Charles XII died a virgin? It's possible. I tend to think probably not. But it's possible. Oh, that's where Sunderland is? I thought Sunderland was in one of the other counties, but okay. Hey, Sunderland, they're in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Did I see it? No, the Carabao Cup. I'm just glad Manchester City isn't going to win it again this year. It's all right. I'm not crazy about it, but what's with like the castle underwater thing going on there? Favorite stupid history conspiracy theory. Well, I have a favorite historical conspiracy theory, but favorite stupid one, I don't know. The one I think is most plausible is that Hitler survived and went to Argentina on a U-boat. I'm willing to acknowledge the possibility of that one. That's really about the only major conspiracy theory that I think is possible. Am I saying it's likely? No. But I do think it's possible. There's a lot of evidence out there that it could have happened. Do I think Charles I should have been executed? No, but I'm kind of a monarchist, even though one of my ancestors signed the death warrant. It looks like a flooded castle. Yeah, pretty much. I like Sunderland Till I Die was a really cool documentary. I wish they had done more. West Midlands flag is a railroad track. Yeah, it is. All right, what is this one? Warwickshire. Okay. Is that a werewolf? Or is that a bear? Do they have bears in England? Napoleon or Caesar? Who do I think's the best? Napoleon. Favorite Sabaton song about Charles XII? Easy. Carolus Rex. I love that song. Alex Smitty, there were pieces of a jawbone found. I don't think they've conclusively proven it was Hitler's. And it would be easy enough to do because Hitler's got nephews living in the U.S. they could get DNA from. But I think it's been lost. Alperin, yeah, we'll probably do some other reactions to stuff like that at some point. Favorite British sport that's not football? I don't know if I have any others. Yes, Irish history will be coming. All right, not feeling this, and I feel bad too because these are like some of the flags I'm rating badly are ones where my family came from. Yeah, I agree. They needed to spend more time on theirs. And so this is West Midlands then. Also, not feeling it. Sorry, man. Staffordshire, Warwickshire, and West Midlands. I mean, that is like the heart of my. Like, if you look at my DNA test, it shows West Midlands is where I'm from. So it hurts my heart to rank those so poorly. Of the war movies I've seen, which is the most historically accurate? Midway. The most recent Midway movie is very historically accurate. Newcastle versus Man City as the new oil Classico. Azar's List. Interesting. Okay, what are we on to here? We've got 3 left. What in the world is this next one? It's not showing on my list. Is this going to be like West Yorkshire or something? Yeah, it's got a white rose. I bet it is West Yorkshire. Heels. I got so many countries in Europe I want to visit. But the first countries in Europe, the ones I will most likely visit in 2022 are going to be the UK, France, Belgium, Luxembourg, Germany. Most likely in 2022. So I'm saying you're saying you descend from an area of bad flags. On my mom's side, yes. On my dad's side, we've got Nottingham, and that made S tier. So, my favorite TR story has got to be when somebody stole his boat, and he built another boat by hand to chase them down. Stayed awake for like 3 days. To catch them and bring them back to justice. That's just such a Theodore Roosevelt move. All right, so I'm guessing this is probably West Yorkshire. Yeah, it's better than the other Yorkshire flags, I think. I'll give it a B. Although I guess this one did okay too. Do I think Robin Hood was real? I think the Robin Hood legend is based on a real person or real people. I think there is some history behind that myth, just as I think there is some history behind the Arthur legend. But what we have today is nowhere near probably what actually happened. Catherine, I'm very familiar with the whole Richard III story from Leicester. That's one of the reasons we want to go to Leicester. I should do guessing every country flag. I did one a while back, and I did terribly. All right. We're on to the last 2 here. This is Wiltshire, and I think it's pretty horrible, so that's an F. And Worcestershire, not much better. That's going to be a D. So really, what's this? Is this East Yorkshire that got S? And then our only A tier was Nottingham, and I don't even remember what that other one is. I did one Mark Felton Productions video a while back. Balls HD, I did Defense of Moscow, like when it first came out. I did that reaction. I have seen Man in the High Castle. I enjoyed it. I like those alternate history things. Favorite time period in history: American Civil War and the British Wars of the Roses. I guess English Wars of the Roses. You're surprised I said Worcestershire? Most underrated South American country. Peru. I don't know why. I like Peru. Durham. Was that Durham? Okay. Yeah, this list, it's funny that it skewed low end because as a fan as a whole, I like English county flags. I think they're way more creative than U.S. state flags. No, Man in the High Castle did not have a great ending. I would agree with that. Some really, really good shows have bad endings. Other really good shows have great endings. I thought Breaking Bad's ending was fantastic. What else? Game of Thrones needed like 3 more seasons. They rushed that ending. All right, so what time is it? It's 4:22. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, but I'm going to be doing some more streams this week. Probably do at least one patron and member only stream for those of you guys who are members and patrons, because I'm going to be in Pittsburgh all week, so I'm going to be pre-recording some content on Monday. I'm going to probably try to record a couple videos for the week, and then I'm going to get caught up on editing some of my original content and get that up from my hotel room. But Tuesday through Friday, I'll be in Pittsburgh in a hotel, so I won't be here to make videos. But we'll go ahead and wrap it up right here. Hope you guys are doing well, and as soon as I have information about trips to Europe or otherwise, I will let you guys know. You guys have a great weekend.